Alright, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you. My name is Dimitrios Buhalis. I'm the director of the eTourism Lab, and my partner in crime here, John Weaver, who is the head of marketing, resort marketing and events at Bournemouth Tourism. John is responsible for most of the things that are happening in Bournemouth, and he's going to be speaking in a minute. Just to welcome you to Bournemouth University, they've given me the boring housekeeping notices that I've got to say. Fire exits and master points. Please direct any vendor lead where they should go on a fire alarm. Just get out. The fire alarms are tested. Where is it's in the middle there. Yes. We will be taking photographs and video, and we're streaming online. And if you've got any issues with that, please tell us. There's free festival of learning Wi-Fi, and there's the cloud, so you have got to either register or to sign in on cloud. We will have some coffee, and there will be a little cocktail at the end of the event, so come and join us. Water is available just outside. You need to evaluate us. Please make sure that you give us a fantastic score. We like that. Please remember that young people under the age of 18 should be accompanied by an appropriate adult at all times. I'm not sure who is writing this. If you find a child that's unaccompanied, please report this to a member of the core festival team. Okay, we're safe. Now, you can see the hashtags BU Smart Tourism, Ivy Talk, and BU Fest 15. These are the hashtags that we're using on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Instagram. Whatever your social media is, please do it. And they're totally just opposite. So those are the boring things. Let me welcome you to the Smart Tourism event. We'll have a fantastic time.
Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to say welcome to Bournemouth, but I know that actually it's really cool. So I'm going to put Pool Tourism. Welcome to Pool and welcome to Bournemouth. As Dimitrios said, I'm the head of resort marketing events, and we're one of the sponsors of this particular afternoon. We're trying to get, as well as everybody within the community, with Bournemouth Pool Tourism, to get some understanding of the future of smart tourism. It's a word that came across as part of our review, which you'll see in the piece that we're going to be doing later on about what were the triggers for looking at the way Bournemouth actually starts to communicate to its visitors and understanding the change that has to take place. So today is all about our industry. There are representatives I can see from our industry understanding the future, and there's some very exciting speakers who I think are going to probably blow your mind away in terms of where they're going, and in fact realising that in Bournemouth and in Poole there's also a lot of opportunities that will come about, and the good thing is we've got some good foundation because we're a growing digital sector coming into this particular space. So it could be something really, really positive for the town, and we hope you get the most out of it and enjoy the afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you, John. We've got quite a few speakers, so we'll try to keep within the time. Francis is going to pass on the final program as we know right now. And we've got two keynote speakers. Cedric is waiting in the corner. Cedric Chambaz from Microsoft and Bing, who is going to talk about the intelligent platforms shifting search paradigms. And we've got Antonio Lopez Davila, who is coming from Cedric in Spain, and he's going to share some of his experience in Spain and some of the innovations that they are doing in Spain. Now, this is a very interactive session. We'd like to have your questions. We'd like you to participate. Those people who participate, they'll get a little present. And we've got a few presents to give away. Okay? So make sure that you've got questions, make sure that you ask. Just ask online, ask offline, we'll be following what's happening, and hopefully we'll have a nice discussion, especially on the second session. The first session of the presentations, my colleagues from Bournemouth University will show you all the research that we're doing in the eTourism Lab and the cutting-edge developments that we're doing at Bournemouth University. And you'll find that a lot of those developments are very applicable to the things that we're doing, and also they're developing the theoretical framework which will enable us to take things forward. And then on the second session, a lot of colleagues from the local community and some people from London are joining us to discuss about how the industry is gradually adopting some of the smart tourism developments and applications that we are starting. So, again, please take a note of the hashtags, make sure that you use them. And with no further ado, I'd like to invite Cedric to do his presentation. I hope that you are connected and your microphone is excellent. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
That's it. Right. Yeah. Can I start? Okay, let's do it.
Just go a little bit further.
Is it better?
No.
Try more.
Alright. Let's do a crazy thing. Can we start with a show of hand? I'd like to always know who I'm talking to. So, who is a university student here? It's a vast majority. Is there any people from the media agencies or media agencies? Okay. Advertisers? Okay, perfect. So, this presentation is for anybody that has got the internet. Everybody's got the internet? Okay, perfect. Yeah, fantastic. So my name is Cedric Chambaz. I'm the International Marketing Director at Microsoft. And as you can tell, I'm not exactly from that country. I'm from a little bit further south, on the other side. And today is a special day for us because it's Bastille Day. So hence the preparation. No. Excellent. So I'm going to present you a few things today. I'm going to present you a few things today. I'm going to walk you through what is behind a search engine. So if you're using the internet, you're most likely using the search engine to navigate the web. But the way you think about the web and the way you think about a search engine is evolving very fast and at a very logarithmic pace that you should be informed of now to understand what's coming next. So I'm going to open the door to what's coming next. I will try to do a few live demos. I got some little technical issues on my way to Bournemouth. The Southwest train wasn't the most collaborative internet network, but my PC wiped out entirely and just rebuilt just for these presentations, so hopefully everything will still work. But without further ado, let me start with that. What is a search engine? So if you think about a search engine, if you are an internet user, you've got a need, and there's somewhere on the internet somebody that has the answer to that need. If you're a publisher, if you've got a website, you want to connect through your search engine, somebody looking for you and your content. If you're an advertiser, you want to capture those people that are searching and you want to serve them an ad that is relevant and you want them to click on your ad. That's already a lot of definition of what a search engine is, dependent on who you are. But for a search engine, that's a nightmare. Because the internet is transforming at a pace that is absolutely crazy. And we need to keep pace with that. The way you were using the internet 10 years ago, you were coming online and you were asking a question, you wanted to read a document. I'm talking about the 90s, when the paramount of creativity was to have a flaming logo on your homepage. That was creativity online at that time. But think about what you do today. You're no longer navigating a web of documents. You are living in a web that allows you to do things. You publish photos, videos, Twitter feeds. You are going online to do things. No longer just to sit down and read content. Not only is the way you engage, what you do online is different, but the way you engage with the web is different. You're no longer sitting at a desk in an office in front of a big grey PC. You can connect to the internet anywhere. hopefully in the train, at the university, sitting here right now, on your mobile phone, on your PC, on a tablet, of course. But think about that. Your car is not connected to the internet. Your fridge, soon enough, will be connected to the internet. So the way you engage with the web and the intrinsic nature of the web is evolving. And with that comes a need for a revolution, because the way the search engines as you know them have been built, they were built for the web of documents. They were offering you, for a given keyword, a series of links. Blue links on a white background pointing you to a document where you could read the content. But how do you connect to a video? It's not something you read anymore. How do you connect to an action? This is really a disrupting way that we're evolving. You can actually spend your day on the internet without connecting to a single page. Think about it. You wake up in the morning, you switch on your iTunes, listen to the music, it's on the internet. Have you opened a browser? You check your mails on your phone. Have you been on the internet? Yes. Have you been online? No. You walk past, you listen to a podcast. You're still online, still not on the internet. Etc. You can spend your entire day watching Netflix, listening to music, checking apps on your phone without opening a single web browser and reading a web document in the HTML format. So, in a world where the web is no longer a web of documents, but a web of entities, people, places, things, you need a new way to search that information. Think about people. My name is Cedric. I'm standing in front of you right now as a Microsoft representative. That's one of the dimensions that I'm exposing to you. But I'm also a father of two. That's another dimension of me. I'm French. I'm an enthusiast photographer. I love snowboarding. All those are dimensions of me, which are making the entity Cedric very different, dependent on the time, the location, and anything that is surrounding. It's still always me, but I live in different places at the same time. I live on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. I live as my wife's contact. I live as my father's contact, also on Skype or on Messenger or whatever. A search engine should be able to capture all those information that are scattered around the web and reconcile them into an entity that is moved. Think about the concept of place. If I tell you London, well, London in itself is a word, but London is also a set of inhabitants. It's a set of locations. It's a set of restaurants, attractions, etc., etc. If somebody says, I want to do something in London, that's something that somebody could type in a search engine. The search engine should be able to interpret the context in which those words are typed, and give them the real meaning, the understanding that the person has verbalized. So if I say, how is Chicago? Am I talking about the city? Or am I speaking about the music? Where is Chicago? It's a little bit clearer. But how is Chicago? There are some words like that that have a lot of meanings. So we want artificial intelligence behind the search engines in order to interpret a few words, a few signals, and to put them into a context that is relevant from a time stamp perspective, but also a locations perspective. If I type the word coffee on my mobile phone, I'm very likely to be looking for coffee to drink right now. If I'm on the PC and I type coffee, I use the same word, it's still me, but I might be after something else. It might be about information about coffee harvesting. So those entities are multidimensional. And the role of the search engine is to collect the information from all over the world wide web, collect them, make sense of them, and be able to render them at the right time to the right person in the right way. And the right way is something that is important because the way we interact with the web is now evolving. The time where we were typing information is long gone. Now you can talk. You can talk to your PC, you can talk to your phone. Think about Siri, think about Google Now or Cortana on Microsoft devices. You can move, interact, touch. You can type still, or you can use very different stimulus to trigger your intent. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to showcase how this vision is integrated at the core of Microsoft's strategy. So most of you probably know the first three bronze on that quadrant. The fourth one, though, is the one that I'm representing today. It's a search engine for some people that are switched on and have explored the realm of digital marketing. But for us, it's much more than a search engine. It's actually artificial intelligence, information architecture, and a lot of information processing that is going at the core of Microsoft technology. So there is no surprise to see that it is actually one of the core pillars of Microsoft. It's not the most visible one, it's not the fancier one, but it's something that is extremely critical. Let me show you why. When we think about searching the web, if somebody types the word Katy Perry, we understand that Katy Perry, those two words, are actually referring to an entity who is an American singer. If you are searching online for Katy Perry, you are very likely to search for the opportunity to listen to her music. So if you want to go beyond the 10 buildings that were the paradigm on which we built the search engine 10 years ago, how do you evolve that? How do you integrate that into? Well, what about allowing you to play music from the search result page? And so on the right-hand side, you've got those little triangle buttons. If you click on them, you can play music from the search result page. If you go beyond that, why do you need to go on a web browser to start searching the web? As I said earlier on, you can live connected to the internet without having ever to open a browser. We understand to be released 2 weeks time for free, as an upgrade to every single PC out there. I've got this little functionality at the bottom of the screen, which is powered by Cortana, that I'm going to demo later on. And it allows you to search your PC, your cloud, but also the internet, without having to open Internet Explorer, Firefox, Opera, Web, or Chrome. You just type a few words and off you go, you get the answers that you are. Who said you need to type? Who's showing up with Kinect? A few people? So Kinect was an accessory that we released with the latest version of Xbox. It's something that plugs under your TV and suddenly turns your TV into an interactive experience. It recognizes gesture, it recognizes voice, it recognizes people, it does face recognition. So if I step in front of my TV, the TV recognizes me entering the room, it sets up the devices as per my preferences. More importantly, if I say to my PC, I'd like to find Star Trek, launch Netflix, whatever. The beam-powered voice recognition will integrate those signals and turn them into a query, a search. Search for a vertical, a game, a video, etc. That's something that we've played around in the entertainment world and that we are now transferring in other worlds like the world of office. Now, I was talking about trying to disrupt the way we think about search results. Let's take a step away from the 10 buildings. Now, on the right-hand side here, you've got a search result page. A very different one to the one you would think of, but it's a search result page. It's actually a search result page triggered by an app called CityLens by Nokia. CityLens is an augmented reality software, which if you switch on your camera and you point your smartphone, it will overlay on top of the image of the street you're in some information about what's available. So shops, restaurants, bars, etc. It helps you answer the query, what's around you. Put it I mean to say, where's the next restaurant? So new stimulus, not even verbalized intent, just the fact to point your camera at your surroundings. And you get a result that is not a series of links, but just information, rich information. Click on it, you are getting to a small card about the actual location that we're talking about. Does that make sense so far? Yeah? So let's go to the next one. Cortana. If we want to disrupt the way people search, how about even disrupting the action of search? Can we anticipate the need through artificial intelligence so that the user doesn't even have to verbalize the need? The person gets the answer before. Smart, scary for some people, but that's something that we are paving the way with Cortana. So Cortana is a personal assistant that sits on Windows Phone devices. It will soon come to other Android and iOS. If you fancy a nasty personality, I'll do a few things about that. But it comes also on PC now. So Windows 10 has got Cortana embedded in it. So let's pause here. Let's do a little demo of what Cortana can do for you. Okay. Can you still hear me? All right. Okay. I'm sorry. I will have to stand here because of the limitation. Can you look away, please? That's not my password. Okay, so I'm going to demo a few things about what Cortana can do. To play around the concept of the concept of entity. So let's start with this one. Will I need a number tomorrow?
It's hard to say for sure. Here's the forecast for tomorrow.
Now, let's dissecate a little bit that little funky query. So I asked Cortana, will I need an umbrella tomorrow? I didn't ask about the weather. But the intelligence behind it understands that if I'm asking about umbrella, I'm very interested in weather. It also knows contextually that I'm based in Bournemouth. And so the artificial intelligence behind Cortana plugs in the signals weather, location, and then interpret my ask and provide an answer which is the weather in Bournemouth.
Have you got to the stage yet where we look at your diary? For instance, I saw it flashed up on your screen there that flights to Milan.
When is my next appointment?
I meant more about the weather.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
So, if your diary says you're in Milan tomorrow, and you say, will I need an umbrella tomorrow, will it look at your diary entry?
Yes.
For Milan? It will. Cool.
Actually, just
I don't think the iPhone does that.
Either. So, did you hear the question? The question was, is Cortana capable of integrating my diary and project where my location will be? So yes, in a few ways. First, for the weather, but better than that. So you can see here, Cortana has got a whole lot of things that she's tracking. She's a good PA, personal assistant. So she tracks the things that matters to me. Here you got BA flight from Milan to London. That's not me flying. That's actually my wife who is trying to pick me on my way home. So the two of us have been out of London with our kids in London. So at the moment I'm keeping an eye on her flight because I want to make sure that she arrives and pick up the kids before me. Otherwise I'm going to rush to the development. So the way that this information got tracked, Cortana got in my diary the fact that my wife was traveling on that flight. Asked me, do you want to try that information? And I've said yes, and therefore, if I fire Cortana, I get that information. Now, if it was my flight, and I'd say I'm flying from Heathrow, Cortana would take into consideration a few things. She would look at my current location. She knows my takeoff time, and she is plugged to the internet where traffic information is currently documented. Cortana can plug all those information together, contextualize it, and tell me, Cedric, you're 3 hours away from Heathrow, you should be now, in line for the traffic. I won't be able to demonstrate that right now, because it's only with flights, not with trains, but I know that I've got a good 15 minutes taxi ride to the railway station. Let me do a few other demo. Is there any good restaurant nearby?
Here are 10 restaurants near you that have good reviews.
So here again, understand the location, provide me with the interpretation of what is a good restaurant, integrating the notion of reviews. Any good Italian restaurant nearby?
Here are 10 Italian restaurants near you that have good reviews.
How is traffic to number 2? How is the traffic to number 2?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
It's your accent.
I think it is. Alright, let's try it. Is there a good bar nearby?
Here are 10 bars near you that have good reviews.
How is the traffic to number 3? It's more the internet connection that is working.
We haven't got track
I'm
around
sorry,
anymore.
I didn't catch.
So, in that specific scenario, in that specific scenario, Cortana would look at traffic information, allow me to understand how long it would take me to get to Bournemouth, which was a French bar nearby. Give me an estimated time to go to that place, and based on my prompt, I can say, well, give me that. And it will fire an application which is my GPS and get everything synchronized and orchestrated for me so that I can travel to that place without having to type it. Alright. I was talking about feistiness. Who's your daddy?
I'm sorry.
Not appropriate, apologies for that. Who's your daddy?
Technically speaking, that would be Bill Gates.
So that's one of the few demos that's out of here. Okay. So that's Cortana. There we go. So the question that you could ask yourself is, how is Cortana different from the competition? Yes, so Flea, the god of Yo, will play with me. So what we are, the typical question that I get beyond that is, Cortana is also doing a few things like predictions. So at the moment the Premier League is not on, but I don't know whether you've read the press about that, but Cortana has been able to predict the winner of the English Premier League, the Super Bowl winner, the March Madness basketball team. So why or how are we doing that? Artificial intelligence predictions, processing information, and we are doing that. So I could have asked Cortana when is the next Manchester United game, which would be against Tottenham Spurs if I do that right in the train, and if the English Premier League was on and a few pieces of information from this year were integrated in the algorithm, she would be able to predict, yes, because she's me. She would have been able to predict who would be the winner of the game between Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur, and scarily accurate. The question that I get typically is, well, yeah, but Cortana is just being launched now, and we've got Siri for a while and Google Now for a bit. So how is it different? So we've done it. I'm going to go back to our topic about search and discuss the concept of multidimensional entities. We've done an ABC test with Siri on the left, Cortana in the middle, and Google Now on the right side. And we wanted to test their ability to contextualize queries. So contextualize questions that are asked in a sequential way, in a natural way. When you communicate with somebody, you don't always put all the context to your question. You infer them. I.e., if I say, how are you? How is the weather? You still understand that we're talking to each other. I don't need to say, how are you? You are the person I'm talking to, so how was your trip to here, etc., etc. I can infer a question. Well, this is what we're going to do here. So hopefully that plays automatically. No, it's going to play. This is, I'm going to be super fit at the end of this presentation. You play the second word. Okay, never mind. So I'm going to mime it as a good French. So, apologies, apparently the video crashed. So, I can't play video. So I'm going to explain what would have happened if you had the chance to watch it. So we would have asked the first question, which was, who is the President of the United States? All three will provide you with a very nice answer. Okay? Barack Obama. If then you say, who is his wife? Inferring who is the wife of the President of the United States. Siri got lost because they understand only words, and therefore they would look on the internet for who is his wife, and is there any website answering that specific series of words. Google Now and Cortana understand that is refers to Barack Obama. And then we pull that string a little bit further and say, who is his wife? Who is his mum? How about his children? And we can see that we are following a thread there. It's very linear. Google Now and Cortana follow that quite accurately. But as human beings, we are not linear. We are multi-threaded. We are capable of pivoting from a topic to another very rapidly. So if after asking a set of questions like, how many people is there in the United States? Who is the president? Who is his wife? How old is she? That's very linear. But then somebody say, what about his children? You go back to Barack Obama's children. That's a different thread. Google Now can't cope with that because they are only making a linear contextualization of information. Cortana is able to process that. A demo that I could do is for instance, okay, what's the weather like? How about in Milan? What about Sunday? The answer for Cortana will be the weather in Bournemouth, the weather in Milan, the weather in Milan on Sunday. Does that make sense? All that because there is the integration of the fact that an entity is multidimensional and has got different meaning based on the context it is. Where do we go next? Let's hope that this one works. Voice recognition is one, but could we recognize images? No. Great, fantastic. Okay, so this is Project Adam. You can search on the internet for Project Adam, and you will find probably that video. Project Adam is voice recognition taken to the next level. There's a little piece of software which has been developed by Microsoft Research, which once pointed at an object. Cortana is capable of interpreting the visual stimulus in front of the camera lens, make sense of it, and tell you what it is. The demo that you would see is the dog. There are hundreds of thousands of breeds of dog. But Cortana, with the help of one single picture, can tell you which breed of dog will be in front of it. Now think about what that means in terms of commercial applications. You're in the street, you see a beautiful handbag. What handbag is this? Where can I buy it? Etc. Visual recognition. There is a team in Seattle whose job is to take pictures of every single object on the planet. I don't envy them at all. Alright. So we talked about disruption. We talked about all the different ways that people can search today. Different ways for us to provide information that are asked for by internet users. And we are talking about the fact that we are stepping away from those 10 buildings that have been the norm for the last 50 years. But no matter how disruptive that those experiences are, at the core of it, there is still something that is common, which is there is a user intent. There is someone that has got something in its mind and wants the information that goes with it. In the past, that person was typing it. Now it verbalizes it, it waves at it, etc., etc. This sentence is actually a very, very good description of what a search engine is. It's a database of intent. Think about it. There are 60 million inhabitants in the UK. Everybody goes on the internet, uses a search engine at some point. Every piece of information you enter in the search engine is something that comes from your brain. So when you look at what the search engine does or provides you, it gives you a good idea of what people are thinking. Google came up with this brilliant idea a few years back called Sidetext. Looking at what are the words that people are searching for right now as an indicator of what the society thinks about. And in the 90s, that was it was a euphoric usage of the internet because all the most used words were about positivity, growth, development, travel, etc. Then came 2011. And every word searched on Google were bomb, attack, terror, etc., etc. Very interesting thing that in a few years, people mind to research. So here we are talking to advertisers, agencies, and future graduates. So I wanted to show you what we can do with those databases because there are, in essence, 3 big clusters of intent. There are intents that are navigational. You're looking for a way to go somewhere, a page. You want to go to that place, right? I want to go to ba.com. I want to go to the nearest hotel. The second piece of information or type of intent are informational, when you want to seek information about a topic. And the third one is transactional, when you want to perform a task. In the 90s, most of the queries were informational. People wanted to read content. Then came navigational, because people realized that this information could get them somewhere. But nowadays, most of the interaction with the web is transactional. You don't want to go online on ba.com to know when you can check in. You want to check in online. You want to perform a task. You want to watch a video. You want to play a podcast. So advertisers can capture or leverage those intent. The capture of that is through advertising mainly. And you can see that by offering engaging ad formats. You can capture those intent as long as you map to those intent. So I wanted to just put into perspective a few ad formats that exist that help address those intents. So call extensions is the ability for you to have your phone number featured in an ad. So you've got somebody searching for your ad, that's for your product, can click and call. That's clearly tapping into the transactional intent. Location extensions are the ability to feature your address in the search result page. You've got a website, a B&B, you've got a hotel, you feature the address of your point of sale, and the person can click on it, get a map, a GPS finder, etc. Clearly navigational intent. Site link extensions are perfect for people that don't really know what the user are. So site link extensions add up to 6 links to your ad. And with that, people can really tap into all the intent possible. So if somebody searches for Stana Stairlift, are they after the closest location to buy? That's navigational. Are they willing to ask for a cost estimate? That's transactional. With those site links, you can really tap into all those intent at once. And this is how one single ad can actually see a massive increase by adding those additional information. Because if you tap into the intent of those users that are searching for your information, if you address the information they are after, then they will go. So here we've seen that an ad, a classic ad with just a few lines of text, was getting already a significant number of clicks. And we said to that advertiser, let's do a test together. Let's add site links to it. And we've seen a massive increase, an average 16%, but you can see that in the travel industry, the addition of those site links, so adding more call to action to an ad, generated an uplift of 22% of clicks. Because you are addressing what people want. You give them the information they're after, and you deep link them to the result of the information. Now we said, let's go one step further. Site links already provides a big, 7 call to action in total. How about overlaying another piece of information like location extension? And here you can see the multiplier effect. An ad generating 7% click-through rate gets it doubled by addition of site links, gets tripled with the addition of site link extension. So really, my point here, understanding the intent of your users allows you to have the right advertising product that will capture their intent. The problem is, how do you understand that intent when that intent looks like that? That's what's behind the search engine, right? It's rows and rows of data. People are just entering keywords, and you've got access to that, by the way, just by asking the information and downloading it. So how do you make sense of that? How do you make sense of that so-called big data and turn that into actionable insights? Because ultimately what you want is that. That's the paramount of marketing. You want to have the right messages to the right people at the right time. So how do you integrate all that information to get there in front of them? So in the PDF, I think people will be able to download the PDF of the presentation. So you would be able to download those 2 free softwares from Microsoft. Free Microsoft. Usually people say, what? So yes, 2 free software. Actually, PowerMap is now standard to any office. So it basically started as a little widget that data geeks were playing with, and now we made it a standard feature in Excel. So those are 2 Excel add-ins. The first one connects you to the Bing database, and it can allow you to do things like that. You type a word in Excel and say, in my case, Volkswagen Polo. You choose the geography you're interested in and say, who is searching for that? And you can see here that in Germany, when I did that test, 67% of the searchers were men. 33% were female. The age group was skewing toward 35 to 64, which was totally counterintuitive. Because Polo is a small car for young first-time drivers. And that's the typical marketing pitfall, where you are being mistaken between target market and target audience. In that case, you see that the target audience are the parents. They are the ones searching for the product, not the one who would be driving the car. In the presentation that you will be able to download, I've done a little bit of a deep dive on the travel statistics. You will see by geography what are the main demographic bias on the Yelbing network, which is the audience that are using Bing. And you will see country by country who is searching for travel terms. You will be able to look at the device split. And you can see that in Italy, for instance, the massive consumption of travel-related queries are coming from mobile devices. So if in Italy, or if you're targeting Italy and you don't have a website that is mobile compliant, mobile friendly, you would be missing on over 40% of your potential. Mobile is growing, Let me stop there because I'm conscious that I'm already eating in the next session. This presentation has a lot more slides. I've tried to compress it to the maximum, but I've added a lot more slides for you to read rather than me talking to them. It's a lot about how these travel intents can be captured in this evolving web environment. So I hope this presentation gives you a sneak peek at what's coming in terms of computing, in terms of web usage, but also give you an insight of what you can do as an advertiser to capture those trends.